All right, and welcome back. We're back on Pete 68 Belair. I found out it was, and what we ended up doing is getting an American Auto Wire complete wiring harness kit for it. I got all the stuff out of here. I'm already in process of doing this, so it's a very complete kit. It comes with very thorough directions and almost everything you need to do it. Reading the directions, I found out that this kit, you need to get a separate 1968 ignition switch, or they say to use the original one, but that's not in here. They give you, this kit's universal. It's for 1965 to 68, so you have to make up a couple of harnesses, and this is one of them. It's the one for the instrument panel and stuff like that. So this connector here comes empty, and you have to put these ends on the wires and trim them to length, and this plugs into the printed circuit board on the back of the instrument panel. Let me show you. I left a couple of these unplugged just so I could show you guys what we're doing. You got this diagram here, shows you what color wires go in what spot on this connector that plugs into the back of the panel. Okay, this is a green wire that goes in hole number 2. Oh, I'm sorry, it's light green, and it goes in pin number 1, and that's for the high beams. Alright, so I'm going to try to do this one-handed, so you might not be able to see what I'm doing here. I don't know if you can, this is going to focus on that. You can see that spot number 1 is open there. There's no terminal. And I'm going to plug this in. You just push it through the back. And you hear it click, then you see it's there in the terminal pack. Number 4 and number 9 are not used on this, and we go to this sheet here. Number 10 is a gray wire, and that's dash lights. And that comes from this connector A, which connects back to the harness. And I'm going to try to plug this one in here for you too. People, when you're crimping these on, you have to have the right tools, and you have to be very careful. I messed up 2 of these terminals crimping them, and fortunately we had the 2 terminals which weren't used, and that's how you do that. So all these wires are in their correct spots, wired up nice and neat like, and then you take the connector. I went through this once already, and this switch plugs into here, but you have to make sure you're doing it the right way. Okay, if you follow the printed circuit board, these 2 go here, and I believe that's the alternator wire hole in the printed circuit board. So that's the brown wire, which is number 6, and that goes in there just like that. All right, this is where I'm going to stop on this, because I have to make this ground connection right here, and I don't have the eyelet for that handy, so that's going to be it for now. This is, aside from that and putting these bulbs in there, this is ready to go in the car. Previously, I bolted the fuse block in the car. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. That's good. I got a little light here for you. If this is any other car besides the 68, there's a template that's included, and you have to cut out the opening and drill the holes for the screws to attach it to the firewall. They give you a nice template that you can fit there and do that. So the next step here was to run the wires in the factory position. There's a couple clips that go up there that were missing, so I put zip ties through there. I may put some 8L clamps on there or something later. And here we got all the wiring. This is a steering column connector that goes down there. This is for the flasher. This is for the headlight switch, which goes right here. We still have to install that. It was included with the kit. And this is the wiper switch wires, which are separate because there's different configurations for different models and years of cars. So we have to get the headlight switch that was not included in the kit and get that going. These wires plug into the wires that I was just installing into the dashboard. So the leads are down here, so you'll have to tie those up once you put them in there so they're not hanging all over the place. We got the brake light switch here. This is some lights, I believe, are 12 volt power. And we have all the ignition switch wires, which have a plug that plug into the back of the ignition switch, but we have to get that still, so we're going to leave that there for now. Okay, this orange wire here is 12 volt hot. That's for the cigarette lighter. That's plugged in already. We have a ground here. I'll connect that with the other ground once we put the dash in. And these radio power and radio memory, I don't remember what colors were. And here's your neutral safety switch wires and reverse light wires. They're extra long. I believe there's another harness you could put those into if you have a harness, console rather. And here we got, they give you extra wires for electric fuel pump. You can see the heater wires I have plugged in. Those wires running over there for the courtesy lights. And these hanging down here are if you have vehicle speed sensor for a modern drivetrain and whatnot. We got the heater wires I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this in the picture. We got the heater wires plugged into the HVAC controls here in the dashboard. I just have them screwed up there temporarily just to get them located. So that's where we're at right now. Tomorrow or in the near future, I'll get the dash back in here. I think I'm going to wait till we hunt down the switches because it's a lot easier to put them in and hook them up from with the dashboard out. So I'm going to continue on. I think I'm going to go and do the engine compartment next. It's very important to not get too far ahead of yourself when you're doing this because that's how mistakes happen. You can see the diagram they give you there for the harness and the firewall and some brief instructions. Well, I located a yoke for the drive shaft today. We need to pick up some U-joints and put them in and move forward with this. I'll be posting up some more videos as we go along and keep you guys updated with what's going on. We set the bed also back on the S10 and looks like it lines up okay, and might have to shim the cab a little bit, but that's no big deal. It's kind of on the back burner for now. I put the bed on it just to make more room in the garage so we could have this table set up to work on the wiring and do that sort of thing. Well, it's late Sunday. I got my few hours in on this, and I'm going to upload this video so you guys can see it. And remember, if you don't do it, it's not going to get done. We'll catch you next time. If you could like, subscribe, and share, I'd really appreciate it. I guess it does some magical wizardry or something like that if you do that. So remember, if you don't do it, it's not getting done. Good night.